All right, greetings, team. Excited to take a few minutes of time with you, share a little bit of information about what's happening here. And my apologies, had a little bit of personal scheduling issues. I like to do a first Saturday of the period meeting for the entire organization because of all times in Zija history. Now is the time that we all need to be focused as a singular entity moving forward, doing the deal, taking advantage of, here's the way to look at it. Whether or not we are engaged today, the company is going to triple in size. Okay. It's just real simple. Okay. We get a chance to be part of that or get to be part of that crowd to say, geez, I wish I had. And I'm trying to do my part. I'm trying to do that, obviously for me personally, as well as for the organization, committing to a, first Saturday of the period. And I guess, you all just going to have to live with the fact that today is the first Sunday meeting of the period. So let's get right to going here. And Pat Anderson, I'm going to ask you if you're free to jump on the webinar here in a minute. I'd like to get a little bit of feedback from you as well. Maybe you can drop me a text or whatever. I don't want to pull you into the broadcast side if you're indisposed. Okay, but got a lot of things. First of all, let's cover the updates from the Diamond Club call. I actually had intended to do a special little treat because we had a video broadcast for our Diamond Club call. As you know, Josh and Ryan, they're in Asia and Hong Kong, big grand opening, bronze success for tour for trip for Asia and so on. Jaron was down in Mexico City working with a couple of our team members, Philip Seda and Livia, with the big Mexico City launch. And so what they did is they did a video broadcast for us. I was going to, not ask permission, but go ahead and, what's that deal? It's easier to beg forgiveness than ask permission. I was going to show the video, but I didn't want to take the chance of trying to do that. Actually, I couldn't download it fast enough for what we're doing here. And excellent, Pat, I'll call you in here. I'll give you a little heads up in just a minute, but let me just run through some of these updates, and then I want to share a few things. I want Pat Anderson to come in because I'll tell you what, if you're looking for somebody that's got it going on right now, if you could focus on doing just a small percentage of what Pat's doing right now, you're guaranteed, success beyond your imagination. But the Diamond Club information, just I'm going to run down my notes real quick to you here. You may want to jot some of this down. The Asian market's blowing up, okay? We introduced a concept called the Z Mall for mainland China because you can't really get into mainland China and do network marketing. It's done more in a retail format, and I'm not going to go into the details of that, but more to let you know what is happening there. Just before our launch, okay, the launch is just happening now, yet there were 60 bronze qualifiers coming out of mainland China. That'll give you an idea of what's happening volume-wise there. Now, the reason I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about how to do business in China, because 99.9% of us don't have contacts in China. What we need to be focusing on is build local, grow global. The global pool is still, still in the making. We still have the ability to qualify, do the activities that create the results, enroll, rank advance, help your people rank advance. All that's adding points to the global pool, which is going to start being distributed after convention. So you can be making money based on the growth that's happening in mainland China right now. But that was amazing to have 60 bronze qualifiers out of mainland China for the first Asian bronze tour. Now we have a lot happening on the product end of Zija, and of course Pat Anderson may be able to share a little bit more with us. As you know, as you're all aware, over the last two conventions that we had, or mini conventions, the regionals here just a couple of weeks ago in Florida and Las Vegas, we introduced over 10 new products. Well, guess what? At convention, we're going to add another 12 new product SKUs to our collection now of over 200 different SKUs with Zija International. Now, what's important to understand is what's happening with the company. See, in a typical company, You know, you might have, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 new product introductions in a year. We're looking at over 20 new product SKUs with Zege International. That is just one little tiny sign of what is going on, you know, if you will, behind the scenes to create this massive growth that we're undertaking. Zege Corporate is doing a tremendous amount in the background in terms of developing our, you know, doubling down and creating even greater infrastructure. Some of you are aware, we had a little bit of delay in shipping some of the orders that were ordered last week. All of those should already be ordered now. They should be, you know, moving out. But we did a major upgrade to our shipping platform. We've literally been able to increase through automation, new software, the ability to do up to 3 times the amount of shipping that we've been able to do. That's in preparation for a 3-fold increase in sales, and to do it with greater accuracy. And so this is, again, we've got over 200 SKUs that we have to pick and choose from, and everybody's ordering a little bit different thing. This is doing 2 things for us. It's enabling us to add, you know, like I said, a dozen new SKUs are going to be happening, introduced at convention, and we're going to be tripling the size of the company. So this enables us to be able to meet those needs without having huge backlogs. And it's also going to do something else, and this is incredibly exciting. It's not something that's being announced. It's you know, it's not inked yet, but this automation, being able to pull all the pieces together, is going to allow us to introduce a second shipping facility, you know, on the East Coast or closer to the East Coast, to cut down our shipping time to the East Coast. So this is going to be a big deal, and it's all to create this massive infrastructure that we have today took a long time. And it's going to take more time and energy and effort and resources to create even more. The company is on top of this. This is something that's been in the works for over a year. Another new major innovation is we're upgrading our back office. The computer sources. Sorry about that. Currently, up till now, Zege's computers have been running off of about 20 different servers, and everything trying to pick and choose and get information. This is why we've seen, you know, challenges with loading speed of the genealogy, or, you know, the volume discrepancies and time delays in updating and that sort of thing. We have, and this has now been like 2 years in the makings, we have now been able to compile everything in together into a giant resource on the Amazon cloud. So we'll have literally one server database to be plucking information for all the things we've got. This is going to be rolled out this week. 20% of the Zege distributor base will have access to this new infrastructure on Monday, and they're going to roll it out 20% a day. So by the end of the week, we should have everything up and operational. I have to tell you something. I haven't said anything. I've not been supposed to say anything. I've had a chance to tap into the new cloud-based server here for the last couple of weeks, and I mean, you know, it's amazing. I mean, it's if you could just, you know, select, you have your favorite wish on how fast things would go, you know, timely updates on volume, rank advancements, what have you, in your back office. This thing is working really slick, okay? And I'm kind of picky about that kind of stuff, and so I think it's really slick. So anyway, look forward to that. This is something that we've all been struggling with. It's the growth pains that are natural at this stage of evolutionary development of a company that's going to become $1 billion company. We're projected to triple based on what we're doing right now. We're projected to triple the size of the company next year. There's more capital investments. We just ordered a second, or installed a second V blender, which will literally double our manufacturing capacity for our mixes, like our, you know, Super Mix, Smart Mix, XM Plus, and so on. Company is moving forward internationally. Of course, we've got the big Hong Kong launch that's happening right now, big events in Thailand, Korea, Japan. Mexico just had Jeremy down there in Mexico here last night. There's a Colombia launch going on for next week. So everything is on the move. there needs to be the information is great. It's great to hear these things, but what it should really be doing for each of you is instilling that sense of urgency to make sure that you have the correct activities in place. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a moment. The correct activities in place so that you can take advantage of what's going to happen with you or without you in ZJ International. One quick note here, many of you, there was a massive upgrade to the ZJ Rewards Prime program where you get the free shipping, advanced points, and so on. That happened the last period. There was a big discount for anybody who did it last period. This period, 118, one of the incentives for that program was that you could receive your daily 5, the shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, toothpaste, forgive me. It was a long day so far today. The hand soap and so on. The consumables we use every single day, you could get the daily 5 package either free or an extreme discount based upon your level of auto ship. Write this in your notes. If you are on the ZRP Prime, you need to go into your back office and opt in for that program. Opt in for it. If your ZRP is 200 PV, you're going to get it free. If you're 150 PV, it's a 75% off for that. It'll ship automatically to you. If you're 75 PV, you get it 50% off. So, but you do have to opt in. If you're expecting to have that and you change your auto ship so you can get maximum discount, you have to opt in your back office. Now, one other quick announcement: Jerem and Ryan, not Jerem, Joshua Plant and Ryan Palmer on their video broadcast to the Diamonds were very gracious in their appreciation and thanks to our ZJ ambassadors, the Natural Health Revolution ambassadors, and we had a number of our team members that were part of that this last year. They were thanked for their service, and it was very difficult for a lot of them to be able to be out in the fields in areas that maybe they didn't really have business of their own. We have another generation coming up for this upcoming year, and I'm excited now. It's not only are there several friends of mine that are part of the new generation of Natural Health Revolution ambassadors, but one of our own, Dennis Estes, has been selected to be part of that new class of NHR ambassadors. We're extremely excited to have one of our team as part of that group, and in particular Dennis. He's a great leader, great inspiration. He's going to do a great job with that. So what I want to do right now is I want to share just a couple of quick things. I'm going to ask Pat Anderson to join me here in a moment. But these were kind of the things that were occurring to me as I was going through a lot of my preparation this afternoon and trying to figure out how to get the internet working, right? We're not quite 11 weeks from convention. We're down to about 2.5 months before convention. We're coming out of the summer. This is a powerful time in the network marketing calendar. It always has been. Every industry has ebbs and flows, based on seasons, time of year, what have you. We've seen this over decades. I mean, I've been in the industry now over 30 years. The end of summer going into the fall is the largest, has the potential of being the largest growth period in the network marketing calendar, probably second only to that first quarter of the year. And there's a lot of things for it, right? People are getting off of their vacations, the kids are going back to school, people are starting to realize, what, the most of the year is gone now, over half the year is gone. I don't want to live, next year the way I had to live this year, whatever it is. People go back to work. And so this is what I want to suggest to you, because this was kind of the assessment that I did myself personally. And I'm going to encouraging each one of you to do the same thing. Okay, number one, do you have your goals in place, and are they written, and are they concrete? Are they definable? Quantifiable? Do they have timelines on them? All the things that many of you understand, but the real question is have you done it? Have you set goals? This is the second day of period 118. We've got 26 more days starting tomorrow to do this period. The wrong time to be thinking about how am I going to make period 118 the best period in my Zija career. The wrong time is to be thinking about that 3 days before the end of the period. The right time to be implementing it is today. And so, are those goals written down? Do you have goals for the next 28 days? Okay, and how does that fit into the goals for the next 90 days and for the next 12 months? And are they quantifiable? Not just, I want to make a lot of money. I want to put more time into my business. I want to, get more customers. No, have you specified what it is you want to accomplish? Is it written down? Is it quantifiable? Are there timelines on that? Now, if you've done that, do you have a daily method of operation? I did a little training a long time ago. It was a MIT call that David was on an airplane or whatever, asked me to cover. And what I did was DMO, daily method of operation. It was something that I would learn from Jim Rohn, how to set up every single day to get massive accomplishment. And when I learned that, I'm going to tell you, that little training that I did is exactly what I did in the last company I was in to set a record to hit what they called National Marketing Director. I did it in 11 months. Nobody had ever done that before. That was a first. And I'm not saying I'm, the big deal here. I mean, I'm just a hard worker and I follow a system, but I followed that little training I shared. I did it. I followed that DMO every single day for 90 days. It launched my business and enabled me to set a record. Like I said, National Marketing Director, what's that mean? It's probably equivalent, I don't know, maybe volume-wise, maybe triple diamond, diamond elite, something like that. I don't know. But the point is, it was 11 months and nobody had ever done it before. And what was the key? I set up a daily method of operation that I executed on a daily basis, and I didn't skip a beat. Do you have your DMO set up? Do you know how to set up a DMO? I'm asking a lot of questions here because I want you to be questioning yourself. If you really want what can happen for you over the next 18 to 24 months with Zija, if you really want it, then you got to do the things that are going to allow you to get there. And these are the questions you need to be asking yourself. It was the questions I was asking me here over the last few days that we've been wrapping up the last period, and launching this period. Your skill sets. Do you have the skill sets that you need? Okay, how are you at inviting new people to look? Because if you're not good at that, how can you teach people how to be good at that? How are your skill sets in terms of sharing your story? That's what we do. You need to be sharing your story with your prospects. You need to be sharing your story for your downline distributors and their prospects. But if you want to be effective, learn how to share your story well. How's your skill sets in connection calls? Okay, do you understand what it is you're supposed to do when you have a prospect and you're introducing them to your upline? Have you been leveraging technology? Example, how many of you have your own free Zoom account? Okay, everybody can get one. This is an incredible platform where you can actually, let me share this with you. The connection calls, that third-party validation call where the downline have been able to put me face-to-face with their prospects. I don't have a statistic, but I'm going to guess we're something like probably a 10-fold increase in closing ratio. Okay, because people don't communicate with words. 90% of communication is nonverbal, facial expressions, gestures, whatever, body language. Okay, that's what this business always was. It was always people to people, person to person. This concept of free video conferencing, which is really as easy as a telephone call, dramatically improves your ability to connect with the prospect, the upline to connect with the prospect. Get used to this. Do you have your own free Zoom account? Can you set up your meetings? Can you text your upline and say, I've set up a video presentation or video connection call, Zoom call with my new prospect. Can you get on the line with me? These are all things that you need to have done. And so then the last thing you need to really ask yourself, and this is the one that's going to hurt the most, okay? Are you really doing the deal? Think about it. Are you really doing the deal? All of us got challenges, okay? All of us got time constraints. Most of the people in the team have a day job. Most of the people on the team have family that they're taking care of, kids, or, you know, in my case, you know, parents and what have you. Everybody's got challenges, okay? I'm not talking about doing more than you can do. What the real question is, are you doing all that you can do? Because you can't expect spectacular results if you're not really doing the deal. So any of those questions, and I hope you wrote those questions down so that you can go back and refer to them and then bring yourself up to speed. Any of those questions, if you need help with any of those, every single member of your upline support team, including myself, is here to support your efforts in whatever way we can to the best of our ability and get with the people. I'm looking here now. Look at the leadership we have represented here. I see I see Barbie Stahl. I see Christine Holland, Debbie Ballmer, Doug Stroop. Where else we got here? We got Joni. We've got Kate and Brian. Got Mary Lou. We got Pat, of course. We got Pat and Mac. Wow. We got Rebecca Preston. Man, we got a lot of people here. Now I'm wishing I kind of like gussied up a little bit more, got all the leaders here. But what I want to do right now is I want to take just a minute. I'm going to bring Pat Anderson. Heads up, Pat. I'm bringing you back over here. I'm going to bring Pat Anderson in as soon as I can find her. Because Pat, I got to tell you, I've always been impressed with Pat. Where are we at here? There we go. Promote panels. Okay, Pat, you're coming over to the broadcast side. Hope I got the right Pat. There we go. Pat Anderson. Hey, Pat, let me unmute you here.
I'm as gussied up as you.
You know, at the last minute, I'm ready to bounce the camera on, and I switch it off. I always take a quick look on the, you know, before the broadcast on just the regular camera to see what I look. I'm going, damn. I went to grab my ball cap, and I'm thinking, Pat Anderson says, oh, man, I just throw on a ball cap. Don't worry about your hair.
I got Jim's on right now because I had mine packed up already.
Well, let me just frame this up because, see, Pat has been on a mission, okay? Some of you have noticed kind of a different, I don't want to say more investment of time, but more of a focus of energy and intention over this past year. And it's because Pat is one of those people that has really figured out this deal. She understands this industry. She's one of those people that maybe it's the accounting or numbers background. She studied this thing. She is more so than most people in this company is aware of what's going to happen with Zija, you know, first in the next 12 to 18 months as we set up for that major growth curve. Then in the 3 to 5 years after that, I'm telling you right now, some of you could just put in just a couple of years and it's game over. You will never have to do anything that you don't want to do ever again. Pat has really focused on the kinds of intensity things that create long-term successful organizations. And so, Pat, I want to just let you take a couple of minutes here because an awful lot of the people that are part of this organizational call, of course, is because of you. Okay, and I want to give you an opportunity to speak directly to those team members, and then the other people that are part of my organization, they're just going to benefit from hearing from you too, okay?
No.
All yours, Pat.
Actually, I'm looking at this hat and thinking, boy, I don't like his hat.
Oh, I was telling you, I like the hat, so, I mean.
Thank you so much, Fred, and I really appreciate you putting on these calls and the trainings on Saturday. It's just absolutely great. You know, I was listening to what you were saying and what we need to do and focus on the daily method of operation, which is so important. But you really hit on a key that, you know, I've talked about quite a bit, and that was time management. You know, it's all about, you know, people don't have a lot of time. They work full time or they're looking after parents, whatever you're saying. You know, everybody's got a challenge. But I say, do you have 5 hours? You know, and I'm probably a broken record to the team. 5 hours can build you a business in Zija. And so break that 5 hours of how many different things that you can do during that week. And so I love the 15-minute increment. if you can't get a 3-way call done in 15 minutes, you need to rebook for another time. You should be able to say everything you need to say and answer the questions. So, on 5 hours, you have got 20 different increments that you can be working with somebody and building their business. And so, I think this is really important that you become an expert in that area. And there's a lot of things happening. I just got off the phone with David Moses. He was just getting ready to, fly over to Thailand. And, we talked about it. It's great maybe to find a few people over there, but there's a lot of people here that we haven't even told about Zija. We haven't shared the opportunity or the products. We got to go back to our local markets, and that's what I'm focusing on. We had a great meeting yesterday here in Phoenix. I'm off to New Mexico tomorrow for a meeting on Tuesday. We're doing it in our backyard, and that's what I'm getting more involved in. I love the Zooms. I do probably more 3-ways and presentations on Zoom or Webinar Jam than anything. So please just go back to the basics. How did we start building this business? For some of us that are on the phone, I heard all the different names. How did we start building this business 8-9 years ago? We started talking to people locally. We met them at a coffee shop. Go back to that, and you're going to see a big difference in your business. Don't worry about what's happening over in the other countries. You got enough people here to talk to. Debbie Ballmer, you got Cleveland, and a bunch of the other ones. You've got a lot of people. So let's go after the ones that we can really work with here and build a strong team. So thanks, Fred.
Pat, I appreciate that comment, and you hit the nail right on the head. This isn't about trying to do a million things. Okay, it's about focusing where you're at. I'll tell people, how many of your neighbors know you're in Zija? Doesn't count because you have a window sticker. The fact of the matter is most people haven't talked to their neighbors, right? but focusing, well, your neighbors live 3 miles away from you on the ranch. But no, here's the point. Pat hit it on the nail on the head. Focus on a small area that you can affect. Okay?
Right.
Have your brand new distributor. Do they know what you expect them to do? Have you sat down and helped them identify the next 3 people that you're going to call to either share the product or share the opportunity? Those are the things that created Pat Anderson's business, created my business, David Moses' business. All the leaders were not running around trying to open up new countries.
Mm-mm.
They were talking to their circle of influence, and then when some of those people came in, they talked to their circle of influence and so on. So anyway, we're at the bottom of the hour. This was the time I had allotted for this. Folks, I am as excited as I could possibly be about what's happening right now. Last couple of quick comments. Those questions I gave you, if you can't say, yes, I got this, then with the exception of, are you really doing the deal? That one you got to take care of. All those other things, if you need help with them, contact me, contact Pat, any of the leaders, any of your upline diamond leaders. They are here to support your efforts. If you are not registered for the convention, get registered for the convention. Book your hotel.
Hotel. The hotel, I still got a few rooms at the Holiday Inn Express. You can call in and book it under Club Moringa, Zija.
Excellent, Pat. Thank you for that. So that's the Holiday Inn right there on, what is it?
Right across from the Salt Palace.
Right across from the Salt Palace. And it's what's the code?
Club Moringa, Zija.
Club Moringa, Zija, and you get a discounted room. And that's, folks, for those of you who've been there, that's the old Shiloh Inn with a major upgrade.
Yeah.
It's really nice now. Thank you, Pat, for doing that. So get registered, book your plane ticket, book your hotel. Just be there, okay? Trust me on this. Nobody has ever gone to a convention that didn't end up saying, thank you for really making that an issue. That's the best experience I've ever had. So with that, we're going to sign off. Pat, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you, my dear. Looking forward to working with all of you, seeing you here in a few weeks at the convention. Take care now. Bye-bye.